Expats are abandoning one of Central America's top retirement hotspots. Which country is losing its charm, and why? I spent a year living in both Panama and Costa Rica to discover the answer to this question. And what I discovered will challenge everything you've heard and could save you thousands. Stay tuned to find out which country is winning over American retirees and which one they're ditching. Let's cover Panama first. I lived in three of the most talked about places in the country: Playa Banao, Panama City, and Boquete. I've also racked up more frequent flyer miles between Panama's Tocumen Airport and other Latin American destinations than I care to admit. So what exactly makes this place special? Why has the Freedom Files helped so many Americans move to Panama, of all places? Well, you can't throw a rock in an expat Facebook group without hearing someone talking about Panama's legendary pensionado visa. And honestly, it's true. If you have $1,000 a month in retirement income, Panama basically rolls out a red carpet for you and even throws in discounts on flights, foods, films, and more. Seriously, Panamanian pensionados get promos everywhere. Panama has a US dollar economy. Handy if, like me, you're not a fan of converting your dollars, or maybe your case, Social Security income, to some currency you can't pronounce. Direct flights to Miami in under 3 hours, and in theory, healthcare is so affordable it makes US hospital bills look like monopoly money. Sounds like paradise, right? Well, hold on to your hats. Let's start with the cost. Panama isn't cheap anymore. At least not in the places you'll want to live. A decent, modern, one-bedroom apartment in Panama City won't sell for less than $1,500 a month. If you find one, let me know. Groceries, imported foods can cost more, and even the local produce isn't discounted. In Playa Banao, a burger will set you back like $15, $20. In Panama City, $20, $25. But man, these prices can be worth it. The views from the city are absolutely remarkable in the true sense of the word. The culture guide. If you're looking to integrate into local society, you better have some Spanish, a thick skin, and maybe some patience too. Most expats we've helped move to Panama mostly gather amongst other expats from around the globe. Panama City is an incredibly international and energetic city, but it can also feel like Miami's less rowdy cousin. It's not a party destination. If you're considering a move to mountainous Boquete, it's a postcard town in the central region famous for its coffee and retiree expats who have opinions. Lots of opinions about how things used to be in America. If you want to escape America to find some like-minded people, this is the place to do it. But I totally understand those who just want isolation and a totally different environment than what they're accustomed to. This is one of my major gripes with Panama, and in particular Panama City: the climate. You walk out of the shower, dry off, and before you reach the kitchen, you need another shower. That's Panama. The humidity does not quit. On the other hand, Boquete is a cool, misty exception, but don't expect city amenities. Don't believe the eternal spring PR. This does not exist in Panama as it does in Nicaragua, Medellin, or other destinations in Latin America. Consistently, healthcare is the biggest lifestyle change and savings for our clients who move to Panama. Thankfully, I didn't need to access any services while I was living in Panama a few years ago. We have clients and friends who have. Yes, you'll pay $40 out of pocket for a doctor visit in Panama City. Yes, even private healthcare plans are extremely affordable and actually cover when you need them most. This is the beauty of health outside of the United States. As I alluded to earlier, the pensionado visa in Panama is their immigration crown jewel. You qualify with a retirement income of just $1,000 a month. This is an immediate permanent residency. And apart from this retirement visa, Panama also offers a wide range of options for investment and immigration. If you, as an American or Westerner, invest $200,000 in the country or start a Panamanian company, you can qualify for a friendly nations visa as well. And the qualified investor visa offers immediate permanent residency, just like the pensionado visa, if you invest $300,000 in the country. All this to say, you have options when it comes to living in Panama legally. Once you're there, it says tax-friendly as advertised. No tax on foreign income. In fact, Panama is not perfect, and I don't pretend it is. But with the cosmopolitan, well-connected hub of Panama City, the major tax incentives of remaining here for life, the flexibility in obtaining residency, and the lack of bureaucracy that plagues Costa Rica and a lot of other countries, spoiler alert, some expats swear by Panama, but don't make any decisions yet. Costa Rica rewards the most patient among you if you want tax efficiency, unlimited nature access, and a little bit less humidity. Next, I'll unpack Costa Rica through the same lens, warts, wonders, and all. Keep watching because you'll want to hear what nobody tells you about Costa Rica and my personal opinions of both countries. Now, Costa Rica is Panama's barefoot neighbor with a surfboard and suspiciously good coffee. Pura vida, they say here, is both a greeting and an attitude. It's very charming, very personable, very peaceful. I've spent enough time in Costa Rica to see past the postcards. My phone's filled with photos from mountain trails in Atenas, rainy mornings in San Jose, which you can skip entirely, by the way, and lots of failed attempts at surfing. So why do so many Americans choose Costa Rica for their overseas retirement? Is it the paradise expats make it out to be? And why does Costa Rica have a problem nobody is talking about? Why are more people leaving? More on that in a minute. But first, natural beauty. Mountains, rainforests, beaches, sometimes all in the same afternoon. You start your morning in a cloud forest and finish it on the Pacific with a cold Imperial beer. This is entirely possible in Costa Rica, and to be fair, a few other Latin American countries. Healthcare, the public system, known as Caja, is genuinely impressive. I've met retirees who pay $100 a month for full coverage and brag about getting a checkup for less than an Uber ride in the US. This is also a primary reason Costa Rica is a hot medical tourism destination. Last time I was in San Jose, my airport driver asked if I was in the country for surgery. Statistically, Costa Rica is one of the safest countries in Central America. Don't get me wrong. I've walked the streets at night and felt more at ease than in plenty of American suburbs. Granted, things have changed a bit, and Costa Rica is not as safe as it was 10, 15, 20 years ago. But compared to its neighbors to the north, still far safer. And quick aside here, would you rather save on taxes or live somewhere safe? I'm actually curious. Drop your answer below. In Costa Rica, you don't really have to choose between the two. That's all I have to say. And for anyone worried about fitting in, Costa Rica is the starter kit of Latin America. It's a bit more Americanized, westernized, and friendly to the average American expat than, say, Argentina, which is very different from the US. If you can survive, if not thrive, for a year here, you can probably make it anywhere. Now, about that pensionado visa. You need to show $1,000 a month in retirement income, just like in Panama, plus some extra documentation. But, and this is a big but, Costa Rica's bureaucracy makes Panama look like the Apple Store. Residency application requires more than 6 months of processing, and citizenship is a lot farther off, 7 years here in Costa Rica compared to 5 years in Panama. Where Costa Rica shines, though, Panama does too. Costa Rica does not tax your foreign income or retirement distributions. Weather-wise, they say Costa Rica has the best climate in the world. I don't know who they is, but I can't disagree. Apart from the occasional rainy season that plagues much of Latin America, and you can't escape, weather in Costa Rica is mostly mild thanks to the dense jungle that covers most of its territory. But let's not sugarcoat things. Costa Rica has its headaches too. Bureaucracy is one of them. Costa Rica is slow, even by Latin American standards. Most immigration matters take half a year to resolve. But this may be also a good thing. Life isn't as serious and rat racy, for lack of a better term here. Pura vida after all, right? Healthcare-wise, for anything urgent, most expats pay out-of-pocket at private clinics or hop over to one of Latin America's famously abundant pharmacies. Surgery is affordable and world-class, often performed by American-educated doctors who've returned home to Costa Rica. Regarding infrastructure, the roads are awful, probably thanks to the weather and heavy rains. There's no sugarcoating this. And rising costs. Beach towns are no longer cheap. Property in Tamarindo, Nosara, Santa Teresa, they all come with really high American price tags. Because why? Americans are buying it. And regarding their culture, Ticos are famously polite. Maybe means no, soon means eventually, and tomorrow means remind me in 3 days. If you like efficiency, you'll need to meditate, which is ironically easy to do in the Costa Rican jungle. Cost of living, this is where the myth and the reality part ways. Costa Rica in general is no bargain. And when I was last there a few years ago, I noticed the prices here for food, groceries, accommodations, and nearly everything were higher than almost anywhere in Latin America. Even outside the capital city of San Jose, beach destinations and Guanacaste Peninsula, it's not cheap. We're talking US prices here. But if you're not worried about price, Costa Rica could be a great landing spot, especially if you're comfortable around lots of other expats. This is the reason many expats have chosen Costa Rica as their retirement destination, yet have left for greener pastures elsewhere. Lots of people come for the tax breaks, the jungle life and adventure, and many leave when the rose-colored glasses come off. So is Costa Rica right for you? If you want nature, if you want safety, a warm local community, and can handle a bit of bureaucracy with a smile, Costa Rica is a strong contender for your retirement. If you want everything to just work, crave a hyper-efficient bureaucracy, or need blazing fast internet on the beach, Panama City may be a better option. I've met retirees who moved from Panama to Costa Rica and vice versa, and each is convinced the grass is greener. And sometimes it is. If you want to skip the years of trial and error, check out our free 162-page ebook on the Freedom Files website for a breakdown of all your options. Or schedule a Freedom consult with our American expat and relocation experts. The only way to really understand these countries is to hear what it's actually like to live there, warts and all. So from my experience in both countries, Costa Rica's branding is strong. Pura vida, everywhere you look. But for the price, I wanted more. I wanted more flavor. I wanted more character, more culture. Instead, I got sticker shock and a vibe that oddly felt neutral, which also makes sense because Costa Rica is one of the few neutral countries with no standing military. Nice? Yes. Memorable? Not so much. It just wasn't my cup of tea, but that doesn't mean it isn't yours. Panama, on the other hand, is messy, humid, and alive. And that's what makes it work. Panama City is like Miami's slightly scrappier sibling with a world-class airport, vibrant food scene, fun nightlife, and the option to escape to the mountains, jungle, or coast wherever you need a reset. It's not cheap everywhere. In fact, neither of these Central American countries is, but the dynamism, the international connections, and straightforward banking and taxes make it a smart play, at least for my family. I like a country that rewards curiosity, hustle, and a bit of stubbornness. Panama does, and that's why I keep coming back. And why, if you're weighing these options here in 2025, Panama gets my vote. If you want a reality check from someone who's lived it and made a lot of the rookie mistakes for you, hit the link below or schedule a free call with us. If you want an honest breakdown of life in Panama and how you can live there, click on this video here. We talk residency paths, taxes, expat destinations, and more. Enjoy.